What is going on, guys? I'm Bruce Lee and welcome to a brand new MFL video. We are a week into season 6 and I've had some interesting results so far, and I'm going to go through that in a little bit. Obviously, if you want to get involved in this game, then season 6, just because season 6 has started doesn't mean you can. You can still come in, get a club that's already established off the marketplace, or if you want to get a brand new club, you can sign up for the Redemption Cup, which is coming up right now, which is for all teams that didn't register in time for season 6. I believe late registration's closed, so yeah, Redemption Cup, I'll be up. It's not too late to get involved. If you do want to get involved, then be sure to use this referral code here. It will also be in the description. Use that link, sign up. When you spend $25 in the store, you will get a free player. I'll get a free player, and it's all good. Like I said, get signed up for the Redemption Cup, or if you just wanted to go into the marketplace and take a club that's already been established, then go for that. Oh, I don't want to go on that screen. I don't want to go on that screen and ruin my results. Okay. So yeah, not too late to get involved. I would definitely suggest, because I'm having a lot of fun, a hell of a lot of fun with this. My big thing on this episode is I'm going to be talking about my progression, because there has been a massive increase from last season. There's been a big difference because of some of the things I've done. First things first, I want to go through my clubs, and we'll start with Clairvaux Castle. And interestingly enough, we were predicted to finish 8th, and for the looks of it, so far we are overperforming. We're doing pretty well. We've still got a tough run of fixtures about to come up, but we've done pretty well so far. I'm most excited about this team, which is strange. I thought this would just be like my progression team. I get progression from my lower rated players, but we're doing well. And as you can see from the league table, no one's running away with it. Like, I'm 3 points off top. No, everybody's lost at least a game. People are dropping points. It's not like last season where we had one team absolutely dominating everyone. It seems pretty close. So this could end up being, I was supposed to finish 8th. I could finish higher than that. Stellenbosch, who were the strongest team according to the projections, they're currently sitting in 8th, not having the best of starts to the season. But yeah, let's look over my results. So the first result came against UD Alcant, started it with a 2-1 victory, which is a great way to get kicked off in the season. We then faced Thundercats, who, according to the projections, were the second strongest team in the league, and we only lost 1-0, which I was quite happy about. I thought we might get battered. We didn't. We kept in there. We lost 1-0, so it wasn't really a disheartening loss at all. Like, I took some massive positives out of that. The next team we faced was Hammerhead FC, who are also super strong. I think they, let me just check their squad, because I think they strengthened before the end of the transfer window. And they played out their second team in this. Let me see their club info. They actually have a very, very strong squad and should be pushing for a promotion this season, I think. Yeah, look at that. They've got a lot of uncommons in there, some 74, 73. Very strong team, very, very strong team. And we managed to get a 0-0 draw against them. Followed that up with a 4-0 win against Wellington Dragons. In the league, Ecomis were a late registration. We beat them 4-0. Then we lost 3-0 to Trust the Process Kiev. I had to rotate a lot of players in that one. I was kind of expecting it. And then we finished off last night with a 2-0 victory against Pokeko to get us back on track. My big surprise in this one is the Cup, because I was not planning to run for the Cup in this team at all. Like I said, I was just going to rotate players, get do as well in the league as I possibly can, and what happens in the cup happens in the cup. We've won both games. This one was mad because I played my reserve keeper and I realised my reserve keeper is absolutely useless. If it's not Kai in goal, we don't seem to do very well. However, we scored 6 goals, and so that currently sits us top of our cup group, which is giving us a good position, a good starting position to get through to the knockouts, which will ultimately give me more MFL. So I'm quite happy about that. But as you see, our thing in the league is going to get a little bit stronger now. We've got Scorpion Kicks today in the Cup, and then we play Galson Luga, who are third right now, doing quite well. And then after them, we've got to face Maestro 78 again, second. They're doing really well. And then we go against Stellenbosch, who, again, even though they're eighth, they are predicted to be the strongest team in this division. So 3 games that are going to be very, very tough for us. And then followed up with that, we play Orem Wolves, who are top of the league. So this could look a little different next time I do a video on this. My big thing that I have noticed is because of the way I am doing my team this season, I'm running a very lean squad. And so I'm rotating a player out every 2 games, rotating another player in. And my only issue with it is that I can't always plan to have my strongest team in the strongest game, in the game against strongest opponents. Sometimes I've just got to go with what I've got because of the rotation. I don't want to mess up the rotation. Though, again, like it seems to be doing okay so far, but this next 3 games in the league are going to really show how bad it is, because I can't always play out my strongest team due to the rotation schedule I have. Though, you know, again, whatever happens with this team is just a bonus. I'd like to finish higher than 8th, but if I come 8th, then so be it. My main focus is getting progression on people, getting them games, and making sure that they get the stat increases, that way the attribute increases, to make them stronger players for next season. As you can see here, my strongest team is probably the team that's going to get played in the Cup tonight, and then later on I'll have to rotate against Galson Luga. I would ideally want them, my strongest team against Galson Luga, and a lesser team against Scorpion Kicks. But again, it's how it works out, and it's one of the things I've got to deal with and get around. I know other people run lean squads. How do you deal with that? Like, how do you, knowing that there's a team coming up that you need your strongest side out, but if you play your strongest side, it's going to mess up your rotations, it's going to mess up the fitness. How do you deal with that? If anybody's watching that runs lean squads like that, what sort of tactics do you use? Because as I said, this is all a learning curve for me right now. I am learning what works, what doesn't. And it seems to be going well for progression, but yeah, that's just one of my little concerns right now. How do I make sure I've got my strongest side out? And how do you rotate? How do you guys rotate to make sure your strongest sides come out? Is it like forward planning? Do I have to maybe play my weakest side on the first game of the season? I don't know. But let me know. And hopefully I'll be able to get some feedback on that and know what to do in the future. Now we will switch over to Black Mamba MFC, which is obviously my main team, predicted to finish 3rd. We're in 4th right now, and that is due to a big loss to Sporting Alicante last night. I'll talk about that in just a second. My focus on this team is definitely going to be the Cup. I want to do well in the Cup on this team. I'm having the same issues I have with Clairvaux, in that sometimes my strongest side can't play because they haven't got all the fitness, and I don't want to mess up my rotations. You see right here, this isn't my tactic for tonight, because all my best players, Devlin, Santos, they're all on 92 fitness. I don't want them playing. I want them rotated out. So it means I'm going to have to play a weaker side for the game tonight. And yeah, I just don't know how to get over that. Or maybe it's just, maybe I don't, if there isn't such a gap, if I've got 3 midfielders and they're all the same rating, I guess that won't matter. But I guess because there's a little bit of a gap between my starters and my backups, that's why I'm seeing it as an issue. Maybe that's the solution to it. So let's take a look at my results for Black Mamba. Wasn't a great start, but I did finish first and second. Royce Atletico lost 3-2, close game. Then we played Cheesesteak FC, who are the strongest side in this league, lost 1-0 in a very, very close game. So again, much like Clairvaux, where I lost against tough teams by really low scores, it didn't really feel like a disheartening loss. There was definite positives I could take from it. We then got to winning ways by beating Pete Vader 2-0. We beat John Windmill 5-2. We then beat MCU Bordeaux. We went into the Cup and beat Brigazi 4-2, which will be a nice MFL boost to us for the win in the group stage. We drew against Santiago Orient MFC 2-2, which was disappointing. We then beat ASM Avellino 2-1, and then we lost last night to Sporting Alicante 4-2. And the reason, I know exactly why this happened. I decided I play 4-1-2-1-2 as my main formation, but because these guys play 4-3-3, I decided to switch to my 3-5-2 tactic. The problem I had with this, and I knew it as soon as the game, as soon as I saw some of the highlights for the goals, I played too high a line. I should have done my defensive line a lot lower, and I maybe wouldn't have had these issues that I had conceding 4 goals. The fact that these 4 guys, dropped monumental stinkers didn't help. But if you actually look at the stats that we did, look at that, 2.07 expected goals to their 1.53. We created plenty of chances. They were just a hell of a lot more clinical. And as I said, these guys here on the left and my goalkeeper just didn't turn up at all, which absolutely happens. I'm not going to go away from the 3-5-2 though when I'm playing against 4-3-3 opponents, because I believe it will work. I mean, like I said, the stats here show we create plenty of chances. I think my big issue was just playing too high of a line, and I should definitely drop that line a lot further back. So I'll do that for the next time. But I'm not losing faith in that. But the games we've got coming up, we don't have a game tonight because obviously we've only got an 11-team league in this Ice League. So this afternoon, I play Coventry Tianfu in the Cup, and then tomorrow we get Brigazi, and then we play New Saints, and followed by Gisnier Wigan. Hoping to get back on track. These 3 teams above me, no one's lost yet. I'm hoping someone can start dropping more points and keep us in, because 3 losses this far in the season is not a good sign. However, I am happy to just consolidate in this division for at least a season or 2. I'm quite happy to do that. I want to remain competitive. If we can get into a playoff spot, cool. But it's not the end of the world for me. My focus is the Cup with this team. But I think I need more progression, because if I went into a Stone League with the current squad I've got, I would get battered and probably come back down. So I need a little bit more progression, get the players I've got, get them stronger, and then hopefully look for a playoff push so that when I get into Stone, I can again consolidate in Stone. Speaking of progression though, let's look at the guys, what I've done. Let's go to progression. Let's go to last 7 days, because it's been quite nice. Santos only went up. Let's just do current season, actually. Yeah, current season. Okay, and let's take a look at that. Now, that is a lot nicer than it was last season. As you can see, Santos, my best player, who's apparently not in the best training environment, not in the perfect training environment, he's still got a +2. He's got 2 in passing, 1 in shooting, 2 in defense. Shiraishi, which is exactly what I wanted to happen with Clairvaux, is these guys who were stuck on their tier breaker. He got +2. He's got +4 in passing, and I think that's because of the increased games he's getting. And he went up to a 55, and then the very next day he went to a 56. Now, obviously, you need more experience to get your tier breaker. So the fact that he went up again the very next day, it tells me that this could be really good. He could really shoot up this season. Pedrosa, my absolute favourite player, he has gone up to a 58. Sontag, we're getting movement from Sontag. He's up to a 58. My 2 guys in the development centre have both gone up +1 by now. Berisha went up to a 68, and then Parodi, he went up to a 71. That +1 on shooting he only got this morning, so he got a +1 in physical and jumped up to a 71. So that's pretty nice. The problem is he's not performing too great in matches. Then we've got some movement from some other guys down here. Devlin got a +1 in pace. Lamb got a +1 in shooting, which is kind of useless for a defender, but I'll take it. Savansky got a +1 in pace. Then who else? Gardner got a +1 in passing and physical. Schaffner has slowed down from his progression. He's still playing games. He's starting. But last season, his progression, he was my star man in progression. Seems to have slowed down this season. Arnold's only got a +1 in dribbling. Fisher, we've seen some movement finally from Fisher. I was starting to think he was a dud. He got a +1 in passing, still no overall though. And then look at Chevalier. He's got a +2 in shooting and defense. Again, no +1 in his overall. Collins, +2 in pace, +2 in dribbling. I knew there was a lot more to come from this guy. Of course, he's getting on a bit, so he's probably only got this season to show me what he's got. But, you know, good movement there. Again, I'm worried about guys like Acosta, Martinovic. They're playing well in the games, but no movement whatsoever when it comes to training, which, yeah, I'm concerned about that because maybe these two guys are duds. Acosta's been playing out of his skin. I think he's got like a 7.4 overall rating in the games he's played. He's played plenty of games because he's part of the 3-man rotation for my centre backs. But no movement whatsoever. So maybe these guys are duds. We'll have to review that at the end of the season. There's still time. There's still time for them to do something. I'm just a little concerned with the fact they haven't moved at all. But yeah, just look at that. I'm so happy with this progression I've got so far. It's not like some of the other people I've seen. They've got some crazy progression. But this is pretty nice. I'm quite happy with this. Just steadily getting better, steadily increasing. And hopefully to see some more from some more of these guys. Grand, Boonstra, Okafor. It'd be nice to see some movement from those as well. But yeah, very happy with the progression. League performance, I'm doing okay. I'm not upset with it. You know, I'm in the promotion conversation on Black Mamba. Clever are absolutely exceeding expectations. I think next week I'm going to do a video on tactics. I've been doing a lot of testing, playing a lot of friendlies, and I think I've got some insights into some certain formations so far. So I think next week I'm going to, instead of doing a full review on the team, I'm going to talk about tactics. Because I know a lot of people have helped about tactics. I've been talking to people on Discord about tactics in private messages and stuff. So yeah, I think next week is going to be a tactic video, give some help on certain formations and see how that goes. I'm going to do a bit more testing this week to see, you know, as long as what I'm saying, I don't want to just waffle. I want to make sure I know exactly what I'm saying and make sure it works before I give it out to you guys and see how that helps some people who are struggling with stuff like that. And I think that could be a very good, useful, valuable video for people who need that sort of stuff. So yeah, other than that, I think that's everything. I've gone all over progression, my results. It has been such a cool first week. I'm so glad it's back, and in no time the season's going to be over, which is really it just goes so fast. The off season takes so long, it drags, and then you get into the season, and then suddenly it's over. You're like, oh, now I'm back in the off season. It's crazy how quickly it goes. Lots of games coming thick and fast with the cup. So hopefully my results continue. I'm hoping to get a little bit of an improvement, still tweaking with tactics and stuff like that. And hopefully we get a little bit of improvement from one that we've got this season, from this week. But yeah, other than that, that's the end of the video for now. I will see you all next week with those tactics videos. If you have watched this and you enjoyed it, then please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Really appreciate everybody who watches these videos and gives feedback in the comments. I really do. It is, you know, I just do this for fun. It's just to chronicle like my journey through MFL because I enjoy it so much. So getting the support of you guys who are watching, I appreciate it so much. So yeah, until the next one, guys, thank you again so much for watching. Peace.